Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Alex. You can call me Default. And today, we're here Danganronpa Lapse, episode 2. We didn't do a stream yesterday on Tuesday, like we usually do, because Dead by Daylight dropped their Spring Trap chapter, or I guess Five Nights at Freddy's, if I'm going to be a little bit more specific. And I really wanted to cover that a lot more than I wanted to cover this yesterday, considering that was, like, huge for Dead by Daylight. So, that's what we got. What's good, Ryoba? But yeah, so today we're back with normal Danganronpa stuff. I might do a little more streaming of Dead by Daylight though, a bit more frequently, because they also announced yesterday on their stream that they're doing a content creator like thing where like you could kind of become a content creator for Dead by Daylight and get like Twitch shirts and shit like that, and I would personally like to have that stuff. So I might be doing more Dead by Daylight streams frequently, so stay tuned for that. I don't know how frequently they will be, but I think it'd be fun to do. But yeah, so today we're back with Danganronpa Lapse, and I think we ended on the prologue, and it's been pretty interesting so far. We got a bunch of interesting ultimates. The main character is just, they're very upset that they're not an ultimate, from what I can tell. Let's see. Okay, let me rename this real quickly. There we go. Alright. But yeah, we're back with Lapse. Who would I say my favorite is so far? I think I really like the actor dude. I think it's the actor dude. Or no, it was the puzzler guy. I forget what his name is. I don't really remember any of these characters' names. I think like one of them was Ashley. We'll kind of get to know him more as like we play through this, but anyway, I'm not gonna drag it on. Let's just hop right into it. All right. Okay, I like that transition. I like it's just like fades into it. Yes, literally does not waste any time. After getting properly dressed, I met Ashley outside my door. Lyle the puzzle boy. Okay, yeah, what's good? What's good, Pineapple? Yeah, I like Lyle the most, I think. I met Ashley outside my door in the living quarters hallway. Good morning, Ash. Walked casually down the hall to the foyer. You sleep alright last night? Yeah, I slept alright considering. Hope you're not feeling too down about this whole situation. I'm still coming to terms with it, but I'm feeling a bit better after getting rest. And besides, everyone has been really nice. That's good to hear. You've always been good at bouncing back. Yeah, the other thing I was struggling with last time, which this might be a consistent thing, I kind of struggle with... Oh yeah, there he is. There's Lyle. Sometimes I just don't be reading shit right. In the foyer, I met two other students loitering outside the dining hall. I'm not a morning person. Neither am I, but I'm really curious about the door. Damn, you hate Lyle? That's crazy. The door seems scary. Morning, say, Lyle. Good morning. Let's investigate to our best ability, yeah? You seem better, Echo. Nothing a good night's rest can't take care of. True that. Yeah, morning. It's weird. I'd be having dinner right about now, but I'm waking up instead. What? What do you mean? One of my watches is set to my hometown time, and it says 7:43 p.m. Sundays, 6th of December. 6:43 p.m.? There's a 12-hour difference from now. Oh, date checks out. I was just thinking about the winter solstice will be coming up in about 2 weeks or so. Assuming we're westward of Say's date, today would be Saturday. I guess since we're all from different places, the time for certain people would be a little different. Even so, all our alarms will be set to the current time, so we'd eventually end up to a uniform schedule, right? Yeah, like recovering from jet lag. Bit unfortunate for those with larger time differences, though. Winter's too cold, but the New Year's fun. In the dining hall, the familiar warm aroma of a fresh bread wafted through the room. My senses swathed in comfort. I bet it's like, yeah, that's what I kind of was going to say, Pandora. I forgot her name. I like Pandora a lot. That's probably one of my favorites. She's probably my second favorite. Pandora placed a basket filled to the brim of freshly baked delicacies at the center of the dining table. Good morning, you two. You've been working hard, huh? Of course. I had to get an early start if I wanted to indulge you all of some sorts of treats to begin the morning. Yeah, the 12-hour difference is crazy. She must be from, like, Australia or some shit. Or with her name, she might be, like, from Japan. I don't know. I felt the sweet and savory fragrances seep into my body, the warmth of a sun-kissed, dew-dropped morning. The smell alone was sublime. Such a lovely setting. Yeah, it would almost be a shame to eat it. Almost. We wouldn't be doing Pandora justice if we didn't enjoy it. You're too kind. Help yourself. That's alright. We'll wait for the others. I sat at the dining table with Ashley and waited patiently for the rest of the class to arrive. Once the class filtered in and we began to help ourselves to Pandora's treats, as well as beverages provided by the automated menu. After we all settled in, Missy stood at the head of the dining table to begin the discussion. Good morning, all. I trust you all have a good night's sleep. Good night's rest. Our topic this morning will consist primarily of the problematic nature of the foyer's front doors. We'll also be investigating the rest of the mansion for any other exits that might have a similar mechanism keeping us from going outside. You may split into groups or investigate as individuals, but if you find anything at all, please utilize the digital kiosk found in the room you're in to relay a message. Relay a message? Digital kiosk can do that? Yes. I discovered it with Cyrus before we retired to our rooms last night. Is this the guy? I think this is the guy I was giving the Nagito voice to. As it turns out, the digital screens are not just for displaying maps or the specified function it provides in the resident's home. It functions as a remote messaging system between all the digital kiosks in the mansion. For example, it can be used to communicate between the first floor to the second floor, and we can assume further floors as we gain access to them. It's a rather rudimentary feature, though. One would scan their bracelet on all screens across the mansion to unlock that feature, and type using the on-screen keyboard. You cannot send to specific recipients. However, once you complete and send the message, it will show up on the screen for about 2 minutes before deleting itself. For the most part, the messaging system is used to translate the voice announcements to text for those who are hard of hearing. This mansion is truly all-encompassing in its endeavors to accommodate all. And that is precisely why we must investigate the reason the mansion itself would cause its residents harm. True. The group unanimously agreed. The meeting concluded as we finished breakfast. Everyone decided to split up and search one room themselves. Alright. While I was deciding where to go, Lyle approached me. Hey, Echo. Would you mind coming with me to investigate the foyer doors for a moment? Huh? Why me? Because you were the one who experienced the shock firsthand. I was wondering if we could go back and retrace your steps to find clues along the way. Guess we could, but in all honesty, there's not a lot to retrace, I don't think. Nonsense. There's no harm in a second look of a fresh pair of eyes, yeah? You might see something different for this time around. Alright. In the foyer, Misty was already doing her own investigating, intensely staring at the walls. So what exactly were you doing yesterday? Thought carefully about what I was going to say. He didn't want to tell anyone I had been worrying about not having a talent, which led to me reaching for the door handle in the first place. I thought I'd be outcast if others knew I wanted to run away. After the welcome announcement, I was feeling a little tired from running around earlier that day, so I went back downstairs to my personal room. And? Like I said at dinner last night, in passing, I was curious about the door and wanted to go outside. Is that so absurd a reason to reach for the door? Whoa, no need to get defensive. I was just wondering if you saw anything suspicious along the way. Suspicious? Canon immediately came to mind. Fortnite said she had left me collapsed for him to take care of, but why did she flee after I collapsed? Can't really think of anything at the moment. I'll have to dig a little deeper at the scene of the crime. Thanks, Echo. I'll investigate on my own from here. I don't know if I helped all that much, but you're welcome. Lyle went over to the room, or to the door, and inspected the surroundings, carefully tracing the paneling for any hidden mechanisms. In the meanwhile, I was curious. I was wondering if Fortnite could help me figure out what went on with Kanon's disappearing act. Maybe she just panicked. I don't know. Like, does that seem that unrealistic? Maybe she's like, I can't lift him up. I can't lift him up at all. Like, I need help. So, maybe they just want to get Fortnite. Fortnite was unsurprisingly in the theater, inspecting the backstage area. Hello, Echo. Doing well, I hope. A little worried about the electrocuting door, but fine nonetheless. Missy kind of gives me, what's her name from Tetro? What is her name? Fuck, the girl with the glasses. They give off the same vibe. How am I already forgetting Tetro characters' names? You guys will know who I mean. Excellent. I wish for you to keep your sights high, despite the scare. Should you need any assistance, I shall offer my services. Yeah, about that. I wanted to ask you about yesterday. Yeah, Sasuke. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sasuke. My fault. I thought you might want to know more. The truth, however, is as so. What I told you yesterday is all the information I have. I see. I mean, I didn't expect much more than what he told me. The story seems straightforward enough, especially considering the emergency. Maybe you could tell me if you noticed anything odd? Fortnite paused. Suppose there was the trifling act that Conan fled up to the second floor right away. Strange. Had I been so startled by such an event, I might have retreated back to my quarters on the first floor instead. Upstairs? Huh? I think Kanon fleeing the sea, I can't particularly think of anything to note. I suppose the whole ordeal was quite frightening. I'm sorry, Echo. I know it's a dire situation, but honestly, I'm not particularly equipped for this sort of thing. The mental hoops and note-taking required of an investigation are much too overwhelming. It's okay, I appreciate the thought, and actually that little tidbit helps. Does it now? Bravo for figuring something out. Alright. Made my way through the foyer and past an intensely focused Lyle and Missy and up the way to the second floor. Top of the stairs I saw a digital kiosk lit up, displaying a message on screen. A. Campapiano. Hi! From the climbing center. That's, Art, I think his name is. Arturo. Well, it's certainly working. I paid no further attention to the message and continued on. Where could she be? I tore down the hall past the jazz club, climbing center, and spa. However, my search came up short. Was she not in the dining hall this morning, or like, what? Upon entering the atrium, I saw her sitting by her lonesome in the center. Kanon. Before I could confront her again, a ringing sound played and an announcement followed. It's now 9 a.m. of the second day. Please make your way to the second floor atrium for a special announcement. What now? A few students that were already on the second floor made their way over quickly. Ashley, Art, and Cyrus. Hey, did you all see my message? Yes, hello right back at you. Cool, it works! Well, at least we discovered something from Art's larking about. The rest of the students from downstairs arrived shortly after. Lyle, Missy, Fortnite, Sai, and Pandora. Now, what could this be? Maybe some third floor opened up? That might prove helpful. I haven't found much on my end. Whatever it is, can't they just use the message system instead of making us walk all the way up here? Fellow students gathered in the atrium once again, the bronze globe projecting an emblem. But this emblem was different, and the voice that followed was also different. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us today, and I hope you've been enjoying your special vacation from it all. The voice was more high energy, and like some sort of radio host or sports announcer. This is an extra special announcement for the students with us today. You've been cordially invited to play a heart-pounding, soul-searching, exciting-inducing game. A game? That's right, a game! Not just any game. This Beyond Universal, glamorously popular game that many students like yourselves get the privilege to play. Why, yes, it's the Mutual Killing Game. Mutual Killing Game. Ah, the mutual killing game. A game of hope and despair. A game of allies and betrayal. A game of cause and consequence. It's all so thrilling. Yes, indeed. You are all gathered here today by your own volition to participate in the festivities. Sign up for the Preservation Project is to sign yourselves to the exclusive game of life and death itself. Upon hearing that detail, I saw the other students' faces go pale with shock. We were all thought to be gathered in a place of safety. That idea was apparently a farce. What the hell is happening? The cry was futile. The announcement was completely automated, and the horrible things it was saying didn't stop. This delightful game will take place over 7 days in the very hall you just explored a day ago. If you'd like to leave earlier, then, follow this one very simple rule. Kill a fellow student without getting caught. Trying to leave by any other means will result in consequences, as some of you may have already learned firsthand from a little jolt of discovery. Although I can't see why you would never want to leave anyway. Inside you have all sorts of lovely accommodating amenities. A luxurious life within these wonderful walls. That is if you can survive. 7 days is kind of crazy. If you kill without getting caught, the ultimate prize, an amazing prize befitting an ultimate student, awaits the victor. I know. It's a lot of information to take in at once. We'll allow you to absorb this information for the remainder of the day, so relax in the spa lounge. Go climbing! But tomorrow, the real fun begins. The announcement ended on one final disgusting note before cutting out. Class was in absolute shock. No way. It can't be. Wait! What is this? Sick, twisted joke is what it is. Everyone's murmuring amongst themselves. There isn't anyone who'd take such a dreadful announcement seriously, is there? Pandora voiced the question at the back of everyone's mind. How could one? It's merely an awful jest. There's no way any of us could commit such an act against friends. Who said we were friends? So we got Edgy McAdgelord over here. Here's Lyle. Who knows? Maybe one of you is the puppet master running this shtick. This is turning out to be a more interesting diffuse and electrocuting door puzzle. This ARG is fun. What on earth are you talking about? You think this is a game? What else could I be talking about? I'm the ultimate puzzle master. Being a participant here is simply a test of my skill. I'll figure this puzzle out yet. Don't worry. The rest of us were paralyzed in the atrium. The immense gravity of the situation was oppressive. No one said a word. Eyes were anxiously darting around the room to see who took the announcement seriously and who didn't. To think just this morning we were having a communal breakfast. The atmosphere was unbearably heavy. I stood there in a cold sweat. I was dumbfounded. It was a killing game specifically targeting ultimate students. It was selfish to think during this moment when all our lives were potentially in danger, but I really didn't belong here. Danganronpa, yep. You said it. You said it! Oh, man. I don't know who our first victim's gonna be. Maybe Ashley, because that's just how it tends to be usually. Ooh, okay, an intro scene. Anchor, ultimate golfer, ultimate watchmaker. Oh. Echo Pine. Zero? Who the hell is Zero? Miss Vesper. Art. Psychono. Cyrus. Who the hell is Zero, guys? I don't know who that is. Do we not meet him yet? Ashley. Canon. Fortnite Solo. Pandora. Oh, look at Lyle. Or a farmer. Lyle might be the GOAT. Lyle might be the biggest aura farmer in this whole fucking series. He did not need to hit that pose. We now view the student roster from the main menu. 0 equals 0? No way. Get real. Undeterred by the horrifying announcement, Lyle left the atrium in an almost giddy manner. Smirk painted his face in stark contrast to our own astonished expressions. So, we're stuck in this weird luxury mansion for 7 days, huh? Well, 7 days anyway. It shouldn't be too hard to not kill anyone during the time, right? Made it this far. Art chuckled nervously, but the fact that such an inexplicable requirement like that existed in the first place was difficult to come to terms with. One very simple rule: kill a fellow student without getting caught. What kind of awful rule was that? Please don't joke about the matter. Don't lose your head so hastily. Notice the announcement rules didn't outright state we needed to kill anyone to begin with. Perhaps Lyle's onto something regarding the ARG angle. Besides, the risk isn't nearly pressing enough to encourage such drastic action. Despite the loophole MC mentioned, the pressure of a killing game being presented loomed over us, crushing whatever sense of comfort we initially had. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna close my window because my room is getting a little cold. I'm like freezing in here. There's no use for us to be glaring at each other in silence. We gotta continue the mansion investigation. Let's just see. I feel like Ashley and her are gonna be the first ones to die. She's gonna kill and then Ashley's gonna be the victim. Let's see if it plays out the way that I feel like most of these play out. Investigate? How could she ask such a thing after something so scary just happened? Being able to stay composed at a time like this. Missy isn't easily shaken, huh? Which is nothing to say about Lyle, who is excited. Nothing left to do, we departed the atrium. The voice continued to haunt me as I left the room behind. That awful cackle rang in my ears, filling me with dread. Upon leaving the atrium, the others dissolved into their own disoriented thoughts. The foyer door bearing any chance of exit, all we could do is wait. Wait. All we could do is wait for tomorrow, wherein tomorrow the real fun will begin. So-called game with an odd emphasis on ultimate students. What horrible thing could possibly be in store for us? I felt like I was being suffocated by the decorated walls and furniture, the decorated students and their achievements. What had I gotten myself into? I followed close to Ashley as we drifted away from the atrium, dragging my feet through the hallways. Echo, are you okay? I don't know. Some announcement, huh? Yeah, I'm still reeling from being surrounded by students with super You're really over here still worried about all these people having talents when now you just learned you're in a killing game. Echo, we need to get fucking real, bro. Like, what are we doing? Right. But honestly, I'm just really worried about you. Me? Yeah, that whole killing game thing seems centered around the ultimate title stuff, so I hope you're not dragged into it. Echo, you don't need to worry about me. I'm a lot tougher than you think. I've fallen off my horse many times that I can count, but I just get back up and get back into my saddle. Can't help it. It might be a fluke or some kind of cruel joke, but what if it's not? Sorry, I don't know if there's... I know there's no use making myself sick with worry. Don't fret about it. It makes sense. A strange situation would make anyone nervous, but... Look, I'm not going anywhere. If anything happens to me, I'm not going down without a fight. And that's going to happen in this chapter, so, yep. And you're my best friend. I don't think being friends with a little warrior is any trouble at all. True. Literally, Ryoba, that's what I'm saying. Ashley tried to reassure me multiple times that she wasn't going to get wrapped up in this absurd killing game, but... Despite her stubbornness, my heart sank further and further into darkness. Knowing such a game was thrusted upon us in the first place was too awful to bear. I didn't want Ashley to reassure me that she wasn't going to die. I wanted to hear that the killing game wasn't real at all. Ash, would you mind if I had some alone time? I'm still feeling overwhelmed. Of course. I understand. In that case, I'll take some time to explore the mansion a little more. Always around if you need anything. Take care, Echo. Ash departed for the study, and I went back to my personal room. It was all too much. I threw myself on the bed and let my body slowly sink into the comforter as I sank into my thoughts. I went over the events of this supposed vacation in my head. I woke up in an unknown room with nothing in my possession, and in a panic threw the door open to find my best friend, Ashley Westbridge, the ultimate equestrian. Wait, this doesn't sound right. Jockey, never mind, yeah. Why is it like quizzing me? That's right. She's the ultimate jockey. Supposedly won 84% of her races, whatever that meant. Regardless, she neglected to tell me such a thing during our friendship. Ash and I teamed up to explore what we discovered to be a mansion. What's good, Kia? After meeting a handful of students, we discovered 9 out of 10 of them had something called an ultimate talent. Someone who doesn't have one. That's right. Within our group, I discovered I was the only one without some sort of ultimate talent. I wanted to speculate that perhaps I had no memory of such a thing, but in all honesty, I wasn't even able to list any interesting memories pertaining to an ultimate talent. I was in a state of disarray. Just being overwhelmed by the immense talent everyone encompassed, I felt an urge to escape. Ran to the foyer's main doors and was electrocuted. That's right. Upon grabbing the door handle, a shock went through me, causing me to pass out. Lost consciousness and woke up sometime later in Fortnite's room. After the shock, the rest of the students came concerned. Interesting, okay. Our group split up in the next morning and searched the mansion for any signs of trap. In the middle of the search, we were summoned to the second floor atrium. There we heard some horrific news. The horrific news was we're part of the killing game. That's right. A strange announcement informed us that we were trapped here for 7 days and the means of escape was to kill someone. Not to mention the real fun would begin tomorrow. It's also strange. Almost unreal. Yeah, get real. Get real, chat. But do not disturb on. No, I just wished it were unreal. I just wanted to go home. I wanted to go back to this comfort of and complacency of knowing my place. It's not real. It's not real. It's not real. Get real. Before I knew it, I'd fallen asleep and lost my thoughts. Okay, so the first chapter's French, so she's probably dying. Pandora's probably dying. She's either going to be a killer or a victim. It's going to be sad. I opened my eyes. The clock on my bedside table read 12 o'clock. Oh, I must have dozed off a little. Why can't this weird situation just be a dream already? I stared blankly around at my personal room. I guess I could take a walk to get my mind off things. Okay. I made my way to the foyer inside again. Grandiose foyer was empty, making me feel smaller against its elaborate decor. I dawdled around for a spell, thinking of what to do, when I heard a small conversation in the dining hall. Have a look at this. It was Pandora and Say. I paused at the doorway. It seemed they were in the middle of something. Beautiful, isn't it? Oh, it's lovely. The engraving is just immaculate. My sister gave it to me ages ago. I was wondering if you'd like it. Huh? Why me? Were you wanting something in return? Nothing of the sort. I was thinking as a watchmaker you must have a rich eye for detail. I believe you could give this piece the care it needs. I don't know. If it's a gift from your sister, wouldn't you want to keep it? I'm afraid I can't quite put it to good use. I cherish it, but if someone else can appreciate it more than I, who am I to keep it away from her? I can't succeed. Okay, interesting. Oh. I'll try to take care of it. Thank you. Alright, so we're already getting the death flags. Not liking that. Even after a pressing situation made itself known, it seemed like Pandora was still wanting to get along with everyone, even the most timid person, some way or another. I left them alone. Step back into the center of the foyer. I wonder how everyone else is doing. Oh, we can go visit. Okay. Free time. So we got Fortnite solo. Ashley's in the study. And Missy's right here. Oh wait, and who's on the second floor? We don't know where Lyle or Canon are. Cyrus and Art. Who do I like the most? Who do I meet up with? Let's go talk to... Well, I can't talk to the one I wanted to talk to the most. That kind of sucks. Let's go check out what Cyrus is up to. Look for Cyrus. He's interesting. Hello, Echo. Have you come to relax for a bit in the spa? Feel free to join me. Settle with Cyrus for a relaxing moment. Cyrus, what do you know about the Preservation Project? Oh, just about as much as any other student who signed up. It's a group that protects ultimate students from extreme natural disaster. Preserve humanity's future. It's presumed that is their goal, as the name implies. Huh? That's as much as I know too. It would be unfortunate to lose people who would benefit the world, right? Makes sense. What do you think of this? Scenario we found ourselves is, feels like the very opposite of saving ultimate students. It's terrible, building up excitement, hopes of safety, only to crush those feelings in a messed up game. Couldn't wrap my head around the idea. A more reasonable observation. It's cool, isn't it? Most of all, it was still confusing as to how I found myself here. In that case, what do you think of the others? Huh? What about them? Well, our associates all found their way here for some reason or another, isn't that right? No one would have joined a killing game voluntarily, that much is obvious. But say that the former were true, that they joined to become a part of humanity's future. Pandora seems keen on the idea that our talents can induce worldly benefit and change. Do you think such a thing could happen? I suppose so. Why not? Why not? How optimistic. Oh yeah, I guess it might be a lot of hope for the scenario we're in. No, it's good. It's good of you to maintain the spirit that anything is possible. He flashed a pleasant smile again before reclining back on the spot chair in silence. After a beat, I saw myself out as Cyrus continued to enjoy his time in the spa. Let's go hang out with Ashley. Wonder how Ash is doing. Hey Echo, I was just reading about this painter named Marcel Osterzone. Apparently people think very highly of their work. Would you like to see? Learn about a Renaissance painter thanks to Ashley. So, how are you feeling? Feeling a bit better. Took a walk to clear my head a little. Glad to hear it. The last thing I want is for you to get all worked up. Ash, I'm curious. How did you hear about the Preservation Project? I heard about it by word of mouth. I have some Ultimate Talent colleagues that were talking about the Preservation Project, so I signed up for it along with my friend, the Ultimate Race Car Driver. Wow, jockey and race car driver? That's a pretty high-stakes tag team. Well, you know how it goes. Birds of a feather flock together. But I can't help but wonder whether he made it in or not. I'm sure he did. It's probably just in a different group. Maybe. It's just, last I spoke with him, we got in a huge fight. Ash didn't seem like she wanted to talk anymore. Sorry if I brought something up that's painful. Or, sorry if I brought up something painful. No, it's okay. Fights happen when people are close. It's just a fact of life, I suppose. We've had our fair share of spats, but we usually work through them. Remember when I dropped your mug? I still have that mug. You worked pretty hard to mend it together in that Kitsuki fashion, although it's a little too awkward to drink out of. I knew it was your favorite, so I did my best. Thanks, Echo. I appreciate what you're trying to say. Don't worry about my silly fight. I'll get over it. Say goodbye and let her have some time alone. Let's go talk to Fortnite. Fortnite's probably in the theater. Welcome to the stage, Echo. I was just admiring the selection of props backstage. Would you like to try some? I actually tried on some hats and masks for Fortnite. Fortnite, we love Fortnite. It's a killing game. It can't be our reality, can it? Excuse me, just thinking out loud. It's okay, I was wondering the same thing. I mean, the Preservation Project. What I'm saying is, they can't be related. Surely the group has been infiltrated and is pulling a horrible prank. Though, I can't say I enjoyed the perpetrator's flavor of humor. What is the Preservation Project anyway? It's a group that provides safe housing for ultimate students, protecting them from extreme natural disasters. It had a reputation by taking in smaller groups of students at a time, since the news of it passed along solely by word of mouth. Once enough students signed up, a number of them were let in. In our case, it seems the message got to 10 of us. Word of mouth? Yes, a lot of ultimate students often flock together in small communities within their area, since they're often outcast by the average people. I personally heard it when they acquired an ultimate radio host to help spread the message to my community. I can recall with clarity, his voice was boisterous and engaging, not unlike that strange announcer. Despite that, it was a modest arrangement overall. There seemed to be constrained effort not to spread the word that far and wide. To spread the word far and wide. Which is strange considering the varying range of students and talents around the world. When you think the route would extend this offer to more ultimates? I guess it does feel a little bit deliberate. Listen to me drawing away. Don't mind my pedantic thoughts. Just trying to make sense of all this is all. Fortnite quieted down as he continued to inspect the costumes backstage. Ultimate communities. Thanked Fortnite for spending time with me and left the theater. Alright, guess we'll go to Missy. I'm gonna talk to Missy. I can't sit still knowing there are questions to be answered. Would you like to join me in my investigation? Help Missy search every corner of the foyer to no avail. Under a blanket. I'm fucking cold. I'm freezing. I don't even know what the temperature is outside, but I'm just like so cold today. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm so cold. Alright, there we go. Got our blanket. Got the bat blanket. Love me some bats. Bat chest. I help search every corner of the foyer to no avail. That was kind of a heavy sigh. Are you okay? We're not immune to the pressure of the situation we found ourselves in, and I must confess something if you would allow me to think out aloud a moment. I tended to join the Preservation Project as a part of their ongoing operating group once I heard about it. I thought my skills would prove useful. Really? What do you think about it now? I'm convinced the group must have been infiltrated. The group is known for bringing in many talents from around the world. For starters, I know the Preservation Project Safe House is a large building with many wings for each group of ultimate students. The groups are divided by the window of time students signed up. In our case, we all signed up within a relatively close time frame, creating a group of 10. The individual groups are often offered a class project to work on together, utilizing all their unique skills in their pool. These projects apparently have varying results, given the fact that each group may or may not have composed of incompatible talents. Regardless, the end products are usually very unique. Oh, it sounds interesting. Certainly, it would have been an amusing and challenging experience to participate as well, but alas, other ultimate students, huh? I'll let Missy continue investigating in peace. Alright, who's next? I guess it's just Art. I wonder if Art is okay. Echo! Want to see how high I can climb? Safety first, though, of course. Watch Art struggle with the ropes and harnesses before giving up on the idea of climbing altogether. So weird. What's on your mind? This game thing. The announcement said it was a game, but it's not a very fun premise. You know what I'm saying? A huge mansion or whatever, just for the 10 of us to play a game? Seems, I don't know, expensive. What do you mean? This place is huge. I would have thought maybe more people would be involved by the looks of it. Not that I want a lot of people to play a killing game. You say a lot of people, but are Ultimate students really so common? Yes and no? I'm familiar with Ashley's name only because I pay attention to the sport, but I know zilch about photography. I think you just have to be in the right circles. And to put it in perspective, there are billions of people on the planet. It only seems like a lot of Ultimate students in this moment since we're all gathered up. It's true. Well, at least you don't have much to worry about with this Ultimate talent stuff. It's tiring anyways. It's tiring sometimes. Anyway, doesn't look like I can figure out the climbing business. Catch you later. Or give me a quick nod as he zipped out of the climbing center. I wonder what Lyle is up to. I wandered the first and second hallways in search of Lyle, but failed to find him. I guess he's off solving the killing game puzzle. But let him get to it. Let's see if Canon's in any mood to talk. Looked up and down the hallways but couldn't find Canon anywhere. Guess she's in her personal room. I went over to her listed personal room in the living quarters and knocked lightly. Canon? There's no response on the other end. Either she was out being difficult to find. She was out being difficult to find, or she didn't want to be bothered. Whatever the case, I moved on. Okay, well, I think that's everyone. I learned a little bit more about this preservation project and how the others found their way to this place. So that I was still left wondering my purpose here. After spending some time with my fellow classmates, I habitually wandered back to my personal room. Upon entering, I realized I didn't have any personal effects with which to pass the time, so I stepped right back into the hallway to see if anyone wanted to socialize. Incidentally, I came across Sei and Canon on their way in from the foyer. In the halls. Hey, Sei, Canon, I was about to go to the dining hall. Did you want to come? We just left the dining hall. Oh, I see. We sat in silence for half a minute. Well, I, should go. Sei shuffled off, leaving me and Canon to fill the empty air. She went right back out to the foyer to who knows where. Huh? Sei's personal room is right here. Maybe she wants to spend time in one of the activity rooms? Maybe. Why does Canon always look so pissed off, bruh? Like, it is not that serious. The conversation came to a stalemate. I'm just being cautious. Canon turned and withdrew to her personal room. Let out a deep breath I didn't know I was holding in. Canon tires me out. Canon tires you out when she just barely doesn't even say anything. Alright. Interesting. Anyway, we did the dining hall, running into Ashley along the way. We greeted each other in a rather unusual manner before sitting down with the other students who had already settled in for a meal. Ah, Echo and Ashley, feel free to join us. We were just starting. How have you been faring since this morning? I'm feeling much better, thank you. Pleased to hear it. Misty sat at the head of the table. Art and Cyrus sat across from each other, with Ashley sitting next to Cyrus. I shuffled in, sitting next to Art and across from Ashley. Man, what kind of class only has 5 students? One has been delusioned by a strange game, apparently. Yeah, it's a little disheartening to see only half our group gathered here. Well, it isn't strictly required that we all have dinner together. I saw Sei and Canon in passing. They must have had their share already and were on their way out. Sei's a pretty shy girl, so I understand perhaps she didn't want to be around a large group of people. And Canon, she's awfully mysterious. Well, there's no use wondering about them. They can do whatever they please, so we shouldn't question their actions. Even if they're suspicious? And for that matter, doesn't the killing game frighten any of you? I voiced the questions that had been ruling my thoughts. I mean, there's no one really capable of that sort of thing, is there? The question was met with silence. Echo, I understand you might be afraid right now, but it won't do you any good to worry. You're only going to run yourself ragged, thinking about the frightful possibilities. Yeah, Missy's right. It's some sort of dumb announcement out of nowhere, so what's the threat? Precisely. We shouldn't make ourselves sick with anxiety. Oh, I gave the wrong voice. Whoops. I don't know why I'm yawning. I had like 10 hours of sleep. Precisely. We shouldn't make ourselves sick from anxiety from something that hasn't invoked any consequences. Plus, if this were a killing game, why would they give us such nice amenities? Why not just throw us in a creepy locked building? Yeah, why not just throw you in a fucking underground school like they did in Tetra? Wouldn't that pressure us further into killing each other to escape an unknown scary building? I wonder. Regardless, we shouldn't dwell on the specifics of something so mysterious and harmless. Let us just enjoy each other's company and the fixings of this mansion to its fullest. Thank you for encouraging words, Missy. Missy won't get shook up. She's the definition of keeping it cool. With the atmosphere lightened up, we continued our dinner with lively chatter. I was thankful to have such positive energy surrounding me. After dinner, we all departed to wrap the evening with our own activities. Ashley and I walked over to the living quarters for the rest of the evening. Before we went to our respective rooms, Ashley pulled me over to the end of the living quarters hallway. Ash, what's up? Echo, I've been thinking, and I don't know how to say this. This killing game, it has me really worried. Were you just saying in the previous room that you weren't worried about it? Am I tweaking? I thought she literally just said she was fine. Are we just lying to like make yourselves look good, or like what's going on? An ultimate battle royale. Just saying that is ridiculous. That has to be some sort of themed ARG or weird elaborate prank. Like, oh, like Fortnite? Like Fortnite Battle Royale? I mean, we have Fortnite in our group here, so maybe that's what we're getting at. I was kidding around, but Ashley remained still with a serious demeanor. No, honestly, Pineapple, you're cooking. You're cooking. Abandoned mall killing game would be fucking fire. Well, you're here, aren't you? How else would you explain your high school plaque on your personal room door? Huh? Sure, it's a little strange, but that could mean anything. I was probably just mistaken for a different student at my high school. You know what I think it means? It means I was right. Echo, being involved with me only results in ultimate levels of trouble. This game that's specifically curated for ultimate students managed to gain a collateral student participant simply by association. Me. Ash, what are you saying? I don't want you to worry about me. Yes, I can protect myself, but it's more than that. I remember that night. That night you dropped me off after we had dinner. You couldn't walk me to my house. I did in fact make it to the house in one piece. Can we get much higher? Sorry. But when I looked back out on the street, I noticed something strange. I saw smoke. It was coming from the direction you dropped me off, so I assumed the worst. I wanted to run out there to see what had happened, but the only thing I remembered after that was a sharp pain and then black. Right. I must have been a target or something. Someone must have subdued and captured me at that same time, you as well. And at the same time, you as well. Whoever did this, it seemed they wanted to cover all their bases, which meant if you saw anything that night, you'd have to be taken as well. I trembled at the thought. The problem was I didn't see a thing happen at night. Echo, I can protect myself, but I want you to keep your distance so whatever happens to me doesn't harm you as well. How could you say that? We're best friends. I can't abandon you at a time like this. I need you to let me alone. It's for your safety. It hurts me to even think about, but I don't want you to be in danger because of your relation to me as a close friend. I genuinely couldn't believe it was happening. Ashley's face was painted with remorse. She wanted to keep me safe, but in return it meant we needed to be apart. Ash gave me one last hug before retiring to her room for the night. Ashley, I hung my head in despair. Why did this have to happen? I clenched my fist in frustration. Damn it! Pounded the wall, trying to process everything when I heard a gentle voice. I'm so sorry for what just happened. I twirled around to find the source of the voice of a few paces. Wait, what? I twirled around to find the source of the voice a few paces behind me. I knew it was Pandora. I fucking knew it. Skylar here. Good to see you again. Sorry I've been gone for so long. Been super busy. We're glad to be here. Oh, good on you, Skylar. Yo, congrats. Pandora, you heard our conversation? I apologize. I didn't mean to eavesdrop. I was only nearby because I wanted to talk to you privately. Me? Yes, I was wondering, does this message mean anything to you? Kuma? Like from One Piece? There are 2 small symbols on it along with some text. If you recognize one of the symbols depicted, then you have finally found me and are safe. Please do not speak of this note's existence. Trust no one but yourself. Upon closer inspection, the symbols were similar to the ones the announcement had shown. What does this mean? Do you recognize either of them? I can't say that I do. That's unfortunate. I was confused by the contents of the notes, so I was hoping someone could help me. In particular, I was wondering what the note meant by "you are safe." Based on what the notes showed itself, the 2 symbols could be of interest. It seems there could be someone here who might be connected to whoever is controlling the announcements. Basically, there might be a spy. I thought the same, but I wish the implications weren't so. Where did you find that? It was in my apron pocket since I woke. I don't know how it got there. I don't recall putting anything like this in my pocket. Oh, good on you! Yeah, let's go. Your rude coworker got fired. Hell yeah. She tucked the note away back in her apron pocket. However, that wasn't really what I wanted to talk to you about. I wanted to say, I feel like you're a very special person. I can't really explain it, but I feel a strong aura about you. Oh. Thank you? She smiled and went on. Echo, I think you might think being an ultimate student is some kind of extravagant existence. But you forget there's beauty in the ordinary as well. Even if we do have ultimate talents, we're still regular people like you. Waking up with bedheads, sometimes showing late to our appointments. We're just a little more preoccupied with one particular thing than most others. Thank you, Pandora. Pandora managed to quell a bit of worry in my heart. But it is a pity what happened between you and Ashley. I don't know what to think anymore. One moment Missy is telling me not to believe the word the announcement says, and another moment Ash is cutting ties with me in a firm belief of the dangers of the game. What am I supposed to do? I felt my throat begin to choke. Oh, très désolé, Echo. I don't think it's my place to say, however. But this is a bump in the road. Ashley will always be your friend, no matter what. Yeah, good on your manager for stepping up and firing that person. And it may be difficult to determine what's in store for us ahead, so we must keep our faith and live one moment at a time. The light started to dim as Pandora smiled at me one last time. It is now 9 p.m. Nighttime will begin at 10 p.m. Facilities will be closed until 7 a.m. in the morning. Even the darkest night will end, the sun will rise. Oh dear, it looks like nighttime has come. Well then, bonne nuit, Echo. And please don't tell anyone about this note. I don't want to cause any unnecessary trouble. I feel this note is the key to many mysteries of this place. I nodded. The note was odd, but I couldn't find it in me to outright doubt Pandora. Good night to you too, Pandora. We both returned to our personal rooms to pass over the night. Returning to my room, I made myself comfortable and slipped into bed. I stared blankly at the dim ceiling, letting my mind wander aimlessly through the news I learned today. But Nothing really stuck. Words and conversations and thoughts flew by as I let my heavy eyes close. One thought that pervaded others was, what would be waiting for us tomorrow? Before I knew it, I'd fallen into a deep sleep. I don't know. I want to get to the first case. We're only here for 7 days. Like, this has got to be... First stuff happens today, for sure. Like, no way. I opened my eyes to the now familiar colors of the room. Looked at my clock on my bedside table. 7:28. Turned off the alarm before it rang and slowly got out of bed. Like 2 days had passed, yet I found myself beginning to acclimate to the sleep schedule. Splashed my face with cold water, the icy sting charging my nerves for a sharp awakening. I wonder if anyone is in the dining hall waiting for breakfast yet. I made my way to the dining hall, stopping in the foyer for a moment to gaze at the mysterious electrifying doorway. In the dining hall were a few early risers just starting breakfast. Good morning. Good morning, Echo. Please help yourself. I made some muffins of citrus today. Hopefully it'll energize you. Nothing like a hearty, satisfying breakfast to start the day. Ooh, rolling with the same crew as last night? Except, I guess Ashley was switched in for Pandora? I heard her when Art mentioned Ashley. Pandora must have noticed and sat close to me. Here, I made lemon skirts just for you. Ashley told me in passing you liked lemon. She did? So Ashley was still looking out for me. What's good, Clive? How are you doing this afternoon? We're chilling. Thanks, Pandora. Can you tell her to thank you for me? Of course. Continued our leisurely breakfast as we all shook off the night slumber. No one came in during the length of our stay in the dining hall, however. It's now 9 a.m. Please assemble in the second floor atrium for a special announcement. After the announcement ended, I mechanically started to get up from my seat, and when Art loudly kicked his feet up on the table. No way! Art leaned back in his chair and pouted. We're not going to listen to your creepy announcements, you hear? He waggled his finger aimlessly at the ceiling. What? This guy's tweaking. Oh, wait, is that you, Sean? Yo, is that you? I was like, wait, that name looks familiar. What's good? I was like, wait, is that actually who I think it is? I was like curious if that was you or not. Yeah, we're just streaming one of my Danganronpa fan series games. Nothing much. I wonder what happens if we refuse to assemble. I thought that was Sean. I was like, wait, is that Sean? Do you want to test this passive protest? Why not? I'm curious as well. Hey, isn't this dangerous? I agree, it might be risky. The only risk so far has been when Echo actively tried to escape. The past 48 hours have been nothing but casual to us. However, after a moment of silence, the painting above the fireplace is switched to the announcement emblem. It was the Killing Game announcer. Oh, great, this guy. So, welcome to day 3. So, please regard this. Sat down and allowed the announcement to disrupt our morning. Are you all comfortable? Having a nice breakfast? Having fun sleeping in? That's great to hear! Today we'll be reviewing some general rules relative to our lovely Killing Game. They are as follows. Students will enjoy an I don't even know what that word is. Idyllic? I've never seen that word before. Lifestyle within the apothegm walls for a duration of 7 days. Activity amenities are open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Breaking major assets, kitchen refrigerator, theater lights, etc., is strictly prohibited. At the end of 7 days, whoever survives is awarded the ultimate prize. To expedite the process toward the ultimate prize, one must kill a fellow student without getting caught. To get the ball rolling each morning, a special musing will be provided to exercise your mind. Today's forced motive question is, are your talents a true representation of who you are? Who are you beyond your talent? Stew upon these brain-teasing inquiries, as you can all carry on with your communal lives. And whoever actually went to the atrium gets an additional special gift. Yeah, I know. No one wants to go to the second floor to hear an announcement. That's what speakers are for, after all. So, whoever followed the rules got a little something something, if you know what I mean. Finally, if there are no developments by day's end, there will be serious repercussions. You will all suffer the consequences of being executed as a group for failing to participate in the game. Check out your bracelets! They all contain a lethal dose of Complex 53, just enough to knock you into the next life in less than a minute. Huh? I flipped my bracelet over to see a small vial of clear liquid attached to the control chip. Our bracelets have had these things the whole time? But that's a last resort. I really don't want to use it unless you're all really boring me. So! Come on, you all, just make it happen. But the bizarre announcement cut out and the painting returned to its original form. So the thing they're giving us to motivate murder is a question? Extremely happy, peaceful, picturesque. Okay, gotcha. And the threat of a clear liquid that's proclaimed to be a deadly toxic gas. As far as I know, such a chemical by the name Complex 53 doesn't exist. It might be water, like a prop or something, to release it only at the end of the day if nothing happens. I don't know, it seems kind of weak. Furrowed my brow. I recalled what Missy said yesterday, and the risk wasn't high enough to do something drastic. The question was hardly raising the bar, not to mention a small vial of liquid. As for the other provided motive, as it were, I don't understand. Are we meant to discuss the question of each other? Perhaps, unless someone has any skeletons in their closet, I believe it is only fair to share our thoughts on the subject. I sheepishly ducked my head, but Missy caught me. Echo, why don't you lead us in our discussion? You are the most qualified since you sit in a rather gray area when it comes to ultimate talents. Which isn't to say you're not included, but I think you have the most neutral viewpoint that is appropriate for judgment. Sure, if you say so. If you don't want to, it's not necessary. It's alright, I have to admit, I'm pretty curious now. Well, let's see what everyone has to say. Let's check art. Is being a pro golfer a true representation? Is being a pro golfer a true representation of who I am? I really don't get it. I mean, I think it is. I haven't really expanded my interests outside of what I know, which is golf, so I can't really say anything else encompasses who I am. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think so. If you tried something new now, it might be disorienting to fail at said activity since you're not ultra skilled in it. Oh yeah, that does make sense. Well, ultimate golfer or not, yeah, I like playing golf. I think I got so good at the sport because I knew I liked it all this time and stuck around with it. Never really thought of other stuff. Yeah, there we go. I guess it's a simple sentiment. Thanks, Echo. That's gonna be a fucking boring life, though, to just do one single thing and call it a day. Like, yeah, guys, I only play golf, so, I don't play video games, I don't read, I don't, like, I don't know, I don't fucking, well, I mean, he probably travels for it. Like, I don't know, don't you think it'd be boring just doing one thing all the time? I know it's probably insane hypocrisy coming from me as I'm fucking sitting here doing react videos on YouTube on a weekly basis, but, like, still, like, see you, Skylar, have a good one. Let's see, what does Cyrus have to say? So Cyrus, yes, what's being called the ultimate charisma intel? Why, it's the mystifying ability to draw people towards me with little to no effort. Or so I've been told. Some might equate the word charisma and charm, and in turn think that charisma has to do with good looks, beautiful voice, overflowing wealth, etc. However, I think charisma actually lies in simply in having a kind soul. People are swayed by those of a kind soul, but if they have good intentions to follow through on, or bad intentions to take advantage of. I myself absorbed in Catharsis' statement. I might even say you're rather charismatic yourself, Echo. I don't know if I go that far. Nonsense. I welcome your presence. It's calming. I felt a little embarrassed after being given such a kind praise from the so-called ultimate charisma himself. Oh, the tied hat on that thing back there. Oh yeah, Monica. Yo, hold up. You talking about him? That's like the mascot of like the series that I'm doing like the fan reactions of. I just put on my my Portgas the Ace hat and like the tie of like the one cosplay I did like a month or two ago on him. He used to have like a beanie on him, and like actually he still has the he does have the sunglasses still, but yeah, he's been like that. That's my little Monokuma guy. He's a fun little background piece. If you see him, then yeah, I love him though. He looks sick. So with that in mind, how would you describe your personality and talent? Not sure. It's always been difficult to talk about myself, though I suppose I do like going with the flow. I guess a word I could be cooperative. Okay. So what is that? His only personality is just fucking. Does he have hobbies? Like, surely he has hobbies, right? Like, how are you gonna call yourself the ultimate charisma and that's all you fucking do? Is you just, I don't know. A political tactician, huh? It's not glamorous. I'm often tasked with knowing the burdens and misdeeds of many people in power. It's somewhat a curse to be able to lie my way out of a sticky situation. How do you feel about being called the ultimate tactician, though? I don't know. It is what it is. It is the strength I've been blessed with, and I would be misspoken if I said I took an interest in other things. I always known my personality to be somewhat of someone who informs. True, I could see that. I could see that, Pineapple. You're not wrong. And if I can give a purpose-driven voice power to speak up for what's right, then the ensuing battle, be it a difficult one, will produce satisfying results. I believe at the end of it, if intense debate occurs, there's often an intense emotion behind it. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen your fair share of selfishness and greed. Circumventing those intentions can be trying, but you just need to take the good with the bad. Self-assured as always. Who am I beyond my talent? Honestly, I wouldn't be anything without baking. Even in another life, I think I would always find my back to baking. It's just in my soul. I think at the core of it, such an activity represents all that I care for in life. Simplicity and sharing good food with friends. To make something effusive love and to bring joy to others. It's quite a special feeling, is it not? Yeah, I think I know what you mean. Listen to me being so sentimental. Oh yeah, that's what she said. Whoops, my fault. You really love baking, huh? Oh, it's everything. Everyone said similar things, that their talents run alongside their personalities. You can have one without the other. What an odd motive. I would imagine talking about this kind of thing among peers would only reinforce relations. Ooh, okay, alright. Wait, are you talking about like figurines? Or are you talking about like or are you talking about like pops? Or like what are they? You have to like show me something like a picture on Discord or something. I'm curious. If our captors are trying to plant distrust, I'm afraid I don't quite understand the logic. Thought about the intention of the question, but all I could think was that it might be able to read out spies, which involuntarily led me to suspect the person I would least suspect. Is something the matter, Echo? Nothing. I averted my gaze from Pandora. She had some kind of secret note that bore the strange emblems of our mansion announcers. What could it mean? If I may be so bold, I firmly believe from our discussion that our ultimate talents are truly one and the same. Oh yeah, this is her reading it. If I may be so bold, I firmly believe from our discussion that our ultimate talents are truly one and the same with our personality and characteristics. I'm inclined to agree. I guess it's cool that we got to know each other a little more, though. Seems like a friendly enough topic. Indeed, our talents and skills born from a passion within, and you simply cannot remove the aspect of a person without losing a part of them. A peculiar motivator for that one. With our thoughts on the forced motive question cleared, our group was able to finish the morning in peace. Wonder if someone dies by the end of the first day. Like, surely we get someone, like, dying at the end of this episode today. Breakfast Club wrapped up, and with no other announcements to interrupt us, the afternoon was completely available for our individual activities. I didn't have anything in particular planned today, so I idled in the foyer before deciding what to do next. Hey, Echo! A familiar voice erupted from behind me. Oh, it's Art. What's up, Art? It's gonna be weird to ask, but do you mind if I hang out with you today? I'm kind of curious about the other students' talent stories, but I didn't want to go running around the mansion alone. Why didn't you ask one of the others from breakfast? Huh? Oh, because you're cool. What? I mean, you're easy to talk to. I thought about asking Missy, but Missy's kind of imposing, honestly. You know, I feel like I have to walk all nice and like I'm balancing books in my head or something. I don't think she's strict on how others walk or anything like that. That aside, she stuck around with you on the first date, didn't she? Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, I'm asking you now since I'm here. Besides, I can't find Lyle. I wanted to get another strategy meeting started today, and maybe even help him with solving some stuff, but... So I was the second choice. Somehow, you seemed disappointed. Sure, I'll tag along. Didn't really have anything planned today anyway. Started off thinking about Ashley. Why don't we cut down on one visit here, since you and Ashley are best friends? Do you know anything about her talent? Ugh. Honestly, I can't say that I do. It's the first time I even heard about such a thing like ultimate talents. All I knew is that she lived out in the countryside with her father in a ranch Westbridge stables. I didn't think all her time around horses amounted to something as intense as being an ultimate jockey. Huh? Maybe she's just being modest. I mean, just because she has high win rates doesn't mean she avoids taking care of the horses. It's kind of like she works hard and plays hard. Does that make sense? Couldn't really make heads or tails of it. I didn't really want to be thinking about Ashley at the moment anyway. It was too overwhelming. Yeah, I suppose that could be it. Alright, that's one down. Let's get going. Seems I got roped into exploring the other students' opinions on the forced motive question of art. Not that I was opposed to the idea of learning about the others. There are a handful of people I haven't heard from. Let's talk to Fortnite. Fortnite's probably where I think he is. Yeah, someone probably has to die. Yeah, I just realized that. I was like, yeah, someone probably is going to die today. Ah, Fortin Echo, what brings you here? Art was curious about your opinion of the forced motive question. Yeah, why opera? Isn't it boring? Art, full of tact, I see. Ha! It's quite the opposite of boring. Performances are very rich and can shake the viewer to the core. Opera is a wonderful art that combines raw vocal emotion with the physical beauty of expressing the self of your very being. Ooh. Want to hit us with some bars? Hit us with some bars to an opera singer is actually kind of crazy, but I'm here for it. I kind of fuck with Art. Fort's operatic voice. To say I was a little curious would be an understatement. Oh no, I couldn't perform under these conditions. What conditions? Why, the conditions of the heart, of course. Can we ask why that is? Well, you see, I haven't been able to properly express myself since the tragedy struck my hometown. We lost a friend in our community. Sir Hyde, one of our most loyal friends. One of his favorite pastimes included long walks in the park with the wind gently brushing through his ears. Wait, is he talking about what do you think he's talking about? You lost your dog? Art! Yes, I'm still rather fragile about it. I'm sorry, that sucks, man. C'est vrai. I suppose it's different experiencing tragedy than performing it. Ah, precisely. I've been troubled since. What kind of dog was he? A German Shepherd of 13 years. Oh, I'm sure you gave him a great life, with lots of music, of course. Fortnite's lips turned to a small grin. Indeed, dog is a man's best friend, are they not? It would have been unseemly of me to treat him not unlike my own family. He had such charm and wit, howling along with my practice. Why, I dare say he prevented me from practicing, times more often than not. Sir Hyde loved to command the attention of all with his gaiety. I couldn't help but smirk at the idea of the dog in the theater stage. It was a sweet thought. Yeah, just remember the good old times with Mr. Hyde. Indeed I shall. Thank you, Art. After that small chat, Art and I thanked Fortnite for his time and paused near the theater exit to collect our thoughts. I bet his dog was really fun to play with. Anyway, what did we learn? I don't think we got an answer to the question as much as we did a description of what opera is. I think we did. Fort's kind of a dramatic guy, but I think he's very in tune with his emotions. Just like opera. Such like the answer, Art nodded in understanding. Despite him jumping straight to Fortnite's worries, Art seems to have helped Fortnite recall his fondness of his late friend. Alright, interesting. Alright. Let's talk to Saikuno. Like the fucking YouTuber. Let's try Sai. I guess literally what the name reminds me of, Saikuno. You guys know who Saikuno is? He's like that Asian guy. It's like a very calm dude, doesn't swear. He's like, hey guys, it's me, Saikuno. No, you're good, you're good. Art and I saw Sai in the kitchen poking at the digital screen. Ugh, I haven't eaten since yesterday. Sai, what's the matter? Oh, it's no use. I don't know how to use the screen thing. It doesn't register my taps. Huh? You need to tap your bracelet to the screen first and then you can choose a meal. What? The face of COVID Among Us? True, yeah, the face of COVID Among Us. Yo, I've been playing Among Us recently. I've been playing it again. Yo, dude, chat, would you guys want to see an Among Us stream? Would that be fire? I kind of want to do an Among Us stream. What? She raised her right arm and scanned her bracelet to the screen, activating display. Oh, this is embarrassing. I'm not right-handed, so I didn't think about it. Glad I could help. So I poked at the digital screen, ordering a rice porridge with pickled vegetables. What? Rice porridge of pickled vegetables. That sounds... Okay, I don't know. It sounds a little gross to me, at least, personally. I'm a picky eater, though, so, like, I don't know. Take it with a grain of salt. But that sounds kind of gross. Eat up, Sai! Echo, let's get something, too, so she doesn't have to eat alone. Art, Sai, and I shared a small meal together. After we finished, Sai sat in the dining hall and fiddled with her rings. Shin let out a big, exasperated sigh. It's really no use. What's wrong? I can't get used to anything around here. Maybe because I'm kind of forgetful, but I went so long without eating because I couldn't figure out the menu thing. You shouldn't go so long without eating, and if you need help with anything, you can always ask one of your friends here. Friends? Is that too forward? No, it's just, I don't talk to you all so much. I don't believe you thought to me. Oh my god, I can't speak right. I don't believe you thought of me as a friend. Oh, don't say that. There's no reason we wouldn't call you a friend, right? She stopped there, but I saw a small smile turn the corner of her lips. So, right down the business. Business? We came by to see you to ask you about the question thing. The question thing? You mean the forced motive question? Yeah, a group of us were talking about it in the dining hall over breakfast, and we were wondering if you had any thoughts about it. I don't know. It seems straightforward. I'm a detail-oriented person, and watches are full of little mechanisms. Although I guess I can get lost in those details and miss the big picture, like just now. But then again, after all the gear design differences under the face of the watch, and the outcome is still fixed, a timepiece, right? Yeah, I don't really understand what the question is supposed to be all about. I'm sorry. No worries. We don't know either, so we were just going around getting everyone's opinion. Oh, I see. Well, good luck figuring it out then. Sai claims up and quickly scuttles off before we can say anything. Oh. Bye? She's kind of antsy, huh? Alright, he's on the second floor. Oh, Canon. Canon can avoid us forever! Yeah, let's get her. Here comes Miss PMO. At least that's the face she always looks like. She always looks like she's pissed. Kenna was in the atrium photographing some of the greenery in the center of the grand hall. Art and I hid away from behind some bushes, watching quietly. Hey, I know you two are there. Be quiet until I'm done. Watch in silence as she snapped various photos of the plants. Out with it. What do you want? Echo was curious about your talent in relation to the forced motive question. They throw me under the bus. What was the first motive? The motive is literally just them asking the question of, like, do you... I don't even know how to ask it. It's like, or what are you outside of your talent, essentially what it was asking. Yeah, RBF, yeah, that's what I would say. Just want to hear your thoughts. There's not much to say. I know who I am. I'm a photographer, a behind-the-scenes kind of person who brings others' visions to life and captures them for eternity. Was this rehearsed, or, like, are we reading a script? What's going on? No. I just know who I am. With certainty. Just as Kanna was about to make a dramatic exit on that lingering note, Pandora caught her on the way out. Oh, Kanna, just the person I wanted to see. Is this about the motive question as well? Indeed. Rukin figure is an interesting subject. Would you mind if I asked what draws you to it? Yes, I do mind. It's niche and I don't want to waste my breath explaining these nuances to people who wouldn't understand. So activity is so niche that's acted upon without love. You know? Whatever, leave me alone. Did I offend you? No. Just... Why are you all bombarding me with these questions? We're not close. This is how we get close. We make small talk and learn about each other. It's all in good spirit. Well, I really wish you wouldn't bother. Cameron ends the conversation for us again and disappears from the atrium. Well, I guess that's that. Sorry to walk in on that, Pandora. It's fine. Perhaps it wasn't my place to ask. I shouldn't pry, right? Oh, you didn't do anything wrong. Kanna's just kind of snippy. That's putting it kindly. Thank you, Art, Echo. Excuse me, I just remembered something. I'll see you two around? Oh, sure thing. We'll see you later. I wonder... Where is Lyle? Let's find this guy. Puzzle man himself. Art and I looked around for Lyle, but he remained as elusive as ever. What the heck? Where's Lyle? Don't know. I'm sure we would run into him by now. If we run around some more, maybe we're bound to find him sooner or later. I don't think we're finding Lyle, chat. I don't think it's happening. After running around all day, Art and I managed to catch Lyle as he was about to enter his room on the other side of the living quarters hall. Yo, Lyle! Hey there, what's the good word? You're awfully casual for being so difficult to find. Yeah, we finally caught you. Huh? You've been around this whole building solving puzzles. And we've been running around this whole building looking for you. Oh, I'm in hot demand, is that right? Yeah, we wanted to hear your thoughts on the motive question. Thought it might improve relations to getting to know each other better and all. Ah, that. Forced motive question. It's not a very strong motivator, is it? What if I don't want to talk about it? Suppose you don't have to. Yeah, but we're friends. We should share stuff like this. Friends should know when to let it up on the pressure. Oh. Sorry, Lyle. Art looked down dejected. Sure, Art didn't mean to press you so hard. It's fine. It's just, I've known puzzles all my life, you know? Puzzle solving is more of a introverted task, if you will. They're generally seen as activities simply for passing time, cubing, crosswords, etc. I don't really think about who I am beyond the talent is all. I'm afraid that I'm too boring without puzzles. You're not boring. You're plenty cool. I mean, look around. You got all sorts of friends here who think you're amazing for charging right towards solving the electric door. Right, Echo? Amazing is one way to put it. Yeah, Lyle, don't beat yourself up. You have a gift. Thanks, you two. But hey, while we're on the topic, listen to this. I tinkered with the door and managed to figure something out. Lyle had attention as he led the way to the foyer. Here we are. Give the door a try. What? No way. Does that mean we won't have to stay in here anymore? Well, that's the catch. Go ahead. I gave Lyle a nervous look before reaching slowly for the door handle. Bracing myself, I quickly grabbed the handle and nothing happened. Wow, Lyle, you did it! Gave the door a push, but it wouldn't budge. Oh. What now? What the? Is there a barricade or something? I think so. That or it's just hard locked. So I managed to disable the electric door, but the physical barrier is an issue now. I admit, I'm relieved there's no more layers. There's more layers to this task. What do you mean? It would have been too boring if I had to just disarm a door. Unconcerned with the discovery, Lyle was more satisfied with having more puzzles to solve than he was removing a trap from the dangerous door. Here's something that's interesting, though. It might be important since it's about that weird killing game twist. After that 9 AM announcement, I saw Sei sneak downstairs from the direction of the atrium. You think she went to actually listen to that announcement? Can't think of anything else. Even stranger was after she came down, she went to the dining hall for a minute but quickly left. I looked around in there and saw this in the pantry. Whoa, secret note. So is that the so-called special gift? Yeah, I can only assume. I was confused. How could it have been a special gift from this morning if Pandora shared the note with me on confidentiality last night? I decided to keep quiet about it. I didn't want to confuse things further. I studied a little bit and the symbols don't match any symbols of the students that are currently here. I cross-referenced the note symbols with the ones on our personal room doors and got nothing. That is, if the note symbols even belong to the students. I remember Missy saying something about the other students. Oh? She told me that the preservation project divides ultimate student groups across different wings of the building. Maybe those are students from a different wing? So what would we do if we did know those students? It's not like we've seen them in our part of the building yet. Who knows? Could it be morphogenetic field theory? I have no clue what the fuck that even means, but okay, man, sure. Morpho what? Don't worry about it. It makes me wonder, though. Are we meant to be recognizing other students? For example, if I recall Ashley and Echo being friends before this, am I wrong? No, you're right. Thought that was just me, though. Right? See, for me, I recognize Art's school emblem. AA Academy, right? Huh? Yeah, how'd you know? I went to Rainmoth Institute. I remember seeing your school symbol when our schools merged. My school used to be called Signal Prep High School. Before the merger? Oh, brother, not the merger. That's crazy. The merger name drop. It's a 999 reference? Okay. I never played that one, so I don't... Rip. I thought you were so cool representing a whole school to influence a merge. That's kind of embarrassing. Such a long time ago, I hardly remember it. Why not? It's amazing you used your golf skills to make things happen. Our school has never been in better shape thanks to your help. Oh, thanks, but people complaining my games aren't interesting enough since I always get the same result, hole in one. They always say games should be entertaining. They should just play golf themselves, you know? Besides, Lyle, you're the cool one. I mean, use like your deduction or whatever to figure out how to disarm a dangerous door. That's more utility than I could have ever imagined. It's nothing. The door isn't even open yet. Still awesome, though. I feel like you could have even figured out what the detail is with the killing game announcement stuff. Oh yeah, it's the end goal. I'm just working my way through all these small pieces that are giving to me. Two talked energetically as I awkwardly watched. Oh, sorry, Echo. We're just over here talking your ears off, huh? I'm sorry. I'll take my leave now if you guys want to continue. Sure, it was fun hanging out with you. Let me know if you come across anything else weird, alright? Art and Lyle left, chattering along the way out. They really clicked, huh? Despite Art's lack of sensitivity. I turned around and glanced over the digital kiosk on the floor, looking for the time. 15 o'clock, so that's like 3 p.m. It's already 3 in the afternoon. Nothing regarding the killing game has happened all day. Guess I should be relieved. I really wanted to find Ashley, but it seemed like she was trying her best to put her distance between us. Suppose I'll pass time in the study. What time is it, chat? Oh, it's almost 1. Alright, I'm ending stream at 1:30, chat. So if we don't get to the murder today, I apologize, but that's kind of as long as I want to stay streaming today. I made my way to the study and skimmed the collection of encyclopedias. Interesting book, title book, Odd Theme Parks Across the World caught my attention. With the tome in hand, I settled in the warmly lit study and began to leaf through the pages. Passed the time reading about a strange underwater theme park called Limu. Alright. It is now 4 p.m. And no one has died yet. Ugh, how boring. Here's something that'll pump your blood and shed some blood. Some inspiring, exciting, and energizing music. Music? This one's a special request for many of you at home. Enjoy. Oh, no way. They're playing the Danganronpa V3, like, murder music. What kind of music is this? I dropped the book to cover my ears, but it was pointless. The reverberation pierced through my skull and pounded through the walls. What the hell? Scouring the room, I looked for the speaker, hoping to block the noise, but my efforts were futile. Wait, where's the audio? I like this theme song. I ran to the study, but the din kept crashing through my head, amplified the worst from bounding off of the hallway walls. Where is everyone? I instinctively went to the foyer, but it was no use. The door was disarmed, but it was still barricaded. What can I do? The noise was so severe in the foyer as it crashed off the walls and echoed through the main chamber. Ugh. My head was pounding. I could feel the vibrations in my body and my heart beating in my ears. Turning away from the main doors, I saw the shadowy movement at the top of the stairs. Hey! Shadow disappeared. I mustered out a cry for attention, but it was drowned out by the noise. Speeding up the stairs, the shadow was nowhere to be seen. Shoot, where did they go? I peeked through the glass doors of the closet door. The spa lounge and spotted Pandora. No, it does kind of sound like rave music, honestly. Spotted Pandora reclined in one of the lounging chairs. Finally, someone to help me with the horrible situation. I threw the door wide open and rushed in. The music persisted as the echoes of its beats flooded into the circular chamber. Pandora, what's going on? I can't find anybody. No reaction. Pandora? I closed this and gently laid my hand on her shoulder. They fucking killed her. They killed her. Time froze. My breath escaped me once more as slowly came to realize what had happened. I felt my blood running cold as eyes laid on the stillness before me. Motherfucker, dude. Motherfucker, dude. They killed her right off the bat. First death. Why is she the first one dead, bro? That's crazy. Alright, so she's dead. That's cute. Alright, well, that's cute. Had to be her. Of course it had to be her. You know what? At least it wasn't, well, actually, you know, our friend could be the murderer. She could have killed her. Pandora opened her box. True. Sorry, that was a really bad scream. I don't know. I didn't want to actually, like, scream. There was no response from her. Pandora was dead. Great. Why is she the first victim, bruh? Yo, I said it, though, guys. I told you straight up. I was like, oh, they put a French name as the chapter. Pandora's dying this chapter. I did not expect her to be the victim, though. That's kind of crazy. Okay, let's turn the music down. I had it turned up so we could hear the murder music, because I like that theme. Wait, so she literally just got killed, though, because that guy just said, oh, no one's been dead yet? Alright, time to put the music on and, like, you know, turn us to die. I darted out of the spa lounge, my eyes tearing through the hall as I screamed at the top of my lungs for for help from anyone. Help! Two people swept in the sound of my voice. What is it? Stop making so much noise. The music is making enough of this racket. It's Pandora. She's... Where is she? We raced back to the spa lounge. Cyrus and Canon's eyes were bound immediately to the horrific sight. Bro, the teeth shot is crazy. Canon gasped and sharply and flinched, nearly toppling over backwards from the recoil. Cyrus's expression hardened. A quiet anger emanated from him, almost palpable in the air. I myself was completely drained. All I could do was stare in a cold silence. Finally, the music ceased and a new announcement began. At last, a body has been discovered in the spa lounge. You'll be granted a period of investigation, then we will begin our class trial. Please accept this generous gift of our report, called the Monokuma File. So we should have called it the Monokuma File, even though Monokuma isn't in this game. Interesting. It will be printed from the digital kiosk, and it outlines the details of our poor lost friend. Your lives depend on solving this case, so get a crack on. That's been cut out, allowing stiff apprehension to suffocate the scene. Investigation? They want us to investigate Pandora's dead body? And how dare that announcement call her a poor lost friend? It's their fault for forcing this game on us. Echo, calm yourself. Appears we're being given an opportunity to right this wrong. It may be difficult to swallow, but this didn't happen out of nowhere. Someone did this. Culprit. Huh? A culprit? It's only appropriate. The culprit we are seeking is the killer responsible for Pandora's death. His voice was firm, but I could see him clenching his jaw and his eyebrows furrowed as he looked back at the body. Canon, however, stood unmoving. She neither moved nor spoke since I saw her flinch at first sight. It's like she froze. Right. Door falling open, I heard everyone clamoring at the spa lounge at the entryway. Eek! Say shrieked and immediately fainted. Say! The rest of the students made their way in, fright painting everyone's faces as they caught sight of Spa's terrible sensibilities. Unbelievable. I wish that the announcement was made in jest, but it appears I've been made a fool for hoping. Oh. This is too much. Why Pandora? Why? Everyone seemed at a loss with good reason for sure. Nelson said we were given a period of investigation, but couldn't help but think it was such a detached request. Investigate the murder of our friend? Where would we even begin? Mrs. Commanding voice broke the silence. So, we've been instructed to investigate such a thing. The Monokuma File should tell us the means for death. But how do we even start? Does anyone know the first thing about investigating a dead body? No one spoke up, but Missy pressed on. All we can do is investigate to the best of our ability. If there's even a small trifling matter that plays into this, keep it in mind. We need to put our best foot forward in investigation. If we are able to find this heartless culprit, I have a bad feeling the class trial may be an unforgiving scene. Who do I think is the first culprit? I'm gonna lean towards Ashley or the girl that was just talking. I forget her name, Missy. I'm leaning towards one of those two. Such a tragedy. Dreadful more so that we must be the ones to discover the culprit among us. Chat, he said the phrase. He said the line. Everyone was visibly stressed. We all stood the feet away from the body, afraid of approaching the reality of our situation. The air was thick with tension, but Ashley cut through. Misty's right. We need to get to the bottom of this. Someone killed our friend for some awful reason, if not the ultimate prize. Murder is murder. Someone dies at another's hand, and that life is taken away. Close. Yo, please don't spoil. Please don't spoil. Please don't tell me if I'm right on those guesses. Like, I'll answer guesses, but please don't, like, actually, like, answer if my guess is right or not. One lives and one dies. There's no gray area about it. Ashley's eyes were fiery with intent. Someone here. She trailed off, but we could fill in the blanks on our own. She didn't dare to utter the idea that someone standing in front of our ranks did this. She marched over and gently laid a hand in Pandora's, sharing a moment of silence to her. The rest of the group was unnerved, but silently agreed. Missy and Ashley were stern, but they were right. I was shocked at the sight of Pandora's body. Okay, I'll take your word on that, but if that just, like I said, please don't, like, you know, spoil whoever it may be. But I mostly felt sad. She looked peaceful, suspended in newfound endless slumber. The longer I looked at Pandora, the more the suffocating melancholy grew in my heart. And my heart grew. My heart ached to hear her voice again, to see her smile. She had so much life, and it was dashed away in an instant. I clung to whatever memories I had of her. I couldn't let her warmth, her love, her hope go unforgotten. Someone killed her. We need to find out who. Not only for our peace of mind, but for Pandora's sake. She doesn't even have blood on her, so I'm confused. Did someone inject her or something? Is that what that black dot is? Despite my fervor, I was still anxious about investigating a body. It was only natural. Just this morning, Pandora was so animated, sharing her breakfast pantries, pastries, and getting along with everyone. But now all signs of life were erased. Like a cold semblance of a person. I tried to work through her nerves by asking the others their thoughts on the situation. That is, if anyone had anything to say. Alright, we're investigating, I guess, finally. Oh, there's a... Wait, I didn't even see this. What's the note in the pool? There's a small scrap of paper in the pool. What's that? Not sure. Carefully fish out the scrap of paper, taking care not to tear it. That looks like her little motive thing. It was soaked, causing the words to be completely illegible. Oh, it's impossible to read. Yeah, it's ruined. Almost fell apart in my hands. A note, perhaps. However, the writing is impossible to decipher at this point. But how could this refuse be remotely related to the case at hand? Don't know, it seems kinda out of place though. Remember, the announcement from this morning said there was a special gift for whoever went to the atrium. Oh wait, he said that, not me. Whoops. That is correct. It is possible that this note was the supposed special gift? I can't say. But I noticed that larger ink blots were vaguely in the shape of something I'd seen before. I left the shreds of paper on the side of the pool. Is there anything else in here worth investigating? Let's check her body. It's Pandora's body. Pandora's bracelet, formerly a rose gold color like my own, now vibrant neon pink. I guess it meant she's gone. As difficult as it is, we have to search the body and see for clues. Nevertheless, Missy was having a hard time looking directly at Pandora's body. Do you notice anything odd? I looked briefly at Pandora's neck. Yeah, like this dot right here. Oh wait, oh! Never mind, she definitely has like... It almost looks like she got like choked out. Neck seems like in a pretty bad shape. It looks red from some sort of stress. Other than that, I can't really figure anything else out. This is difficult. Whether we're looking at the body of a victim or a victim report, holy shit, I can't speak right. The fact remains, we're to investigate a horrible thing. We're gonna take a look at the victim report provided. Perhaps we'll learn something. Yeah, where is it? Oh, you can... That's actually cool. You can, like, click on the person and talk to them. Let's talk to her, then. I admit this is nothing if not shocking to see. Yo, see you, Sean. Thank you for stopping by, man. It was nice seeing you here. I did not expect to see you here today. The words were unwavering, but Missy's voice was cracked and disjointed. Yeah, I can't believe it actually happened. It's inconceivable, and to Pandora, nonetheless. She held together quite strongly. I'm certain her spirit would not have been crushed by a game constructed of fear. Alas, there's no use in thinking of hopeful hypotheticals. Now this has occurred. Yeah. I was shaken on how articulate, even on the subject of death, Missy remained. She fainted as soon as she entered the spa lounge. Fortnite was kind enough to situate her in a spare chair off to the side to regain her strength. Wow, what are you thinking? If I'm being honest, I don't know. There's not a lot on the scene to dissect. The only thing that caught my eye was that shred of paper in the spa pool, but it's completely ruined. I expected a bit more of a keen observation from him, but even Lyle was either stumped or too shocked to speak on the matter. Don't talk to me. Cannon spoke through her tightly gritted teeth. She looked disturbed, which I mean that's valid for. I think I'm gonna be sick. I rubbed his back as he took his deep breaths. Hey, it'll be okay. Sorry, I'm making him sound like he's gonna be sick. Alright, what's Fortnite gonna say? It's really possible the music provoked murder. I can't wrap my head around music being used as a motive for something so extreme. I agree, I cannot condone the vilifying of music. It's proven that music has therapeutic qualities, but conversely, select sounds have the ability to cause anxiety and other negative effects. In that case, maybe motivating music was meant to make us stop thinking clearly. I definitely felt startled when it began. Perhaps the rhythm music can affect your body, given our experience with the motivating music. It was high-paced and likely used to cause, as the announcer said, blood-pumping excitement. I suppose those qualities could have been used to activate a fight or flight response that would inevitably end up like this. Is that so? Russian music was certainly irritating, but for someone to succumb and produce such an intense reaction, to what end? Was music really that motivating? This is distressing to say the least. Echo, were you the first one here? Yeah, I didn't catch anyone on my way here though, so I can't say I saw anyone suspicious who could have done this. You came pretty quickly after I shouted. Did you happen to see anyone? Can't say that I did. I was in the climbing center right next door, too. Was Canon with you? She came at about the same time as you, if I recall correct. No, I was by myself. I was in the climbing center. I left the door open if anyone wanted to join in recreation. No one came by the center, and I didn't leave until I heard your voice. I ran into Canon shortly thereafter in the hallway just in front of the spa lounge. Weird, I didn't run into anyone on the first floor either, so whoever did it must have just vanished. That's unlikely. Regardless, how did the culprit give us the slip? Cyrus was grumbling to himself as he tried to organize the events past. Alright, let's see what Ashley has to say. Echo. It's selfish, but after I heard the announcement, I was relieved to see you standing in the room. That said, Pandora didn't deserve this. No one deserves this. I just hope she didn't suffer. Ashley fell silent and stared at our lost friend. I've never seen Ashley so distraught. Oh, Monokuma file, here we go. The Monokuma file sheds some light on Pandora's death. Looks like a considerable amount has been conveniently omitted. Or rather, the file has been paraphrased for the purpose of vagueness. May I take a look? It's going to be the black postcard size sheet. Alright, Monokuma File 1. Victim, Pandora Esper. Cause of death. Victim suffered from strangulation. No further injuries detected. Okay, yeah, so she did get choked out. So if it was strangulation, but is that all the information we have? Fortunately. However, we have yet to inspect the scene itself. I trust none of the first witnesses shifted anything around upon arrival. No, I didn't touch anything. I saw her body, ran out, yelled for help, which called Cyrus and Canon. Neither of them approached her. Well, there's not much else we can do. Alright. After investigating Pandora's body, I felt an exhaustion like none other. Never in my life did I think I'd be experiencing something like this. The weight of the shock and melancholy of it all bore heavy on my shoulders. Is there nothing else we can do? I wonder, did anyone else see anything suspicious on their way over here? We all looked at one another, but no one replied. Everyone was understandably on edge. Of course, no one wanted to talk. So the main character saw someone run to the left as we literally went up the stairs. And we're just not going to talk about that, I guess. It appears we've exhausted all our avenues of investigation here. Such a lackluster amount of clues doesn't bode well for us. Yes, but we've done all we can looking into the scene. There's nothing left but to discover Pandora's killer. Of course, that's easier said than done. I heard Canon grumbling in the corner. She seemed distressed. Alright, I think I've given you all enough leeway to get yourselves together. So, it's time for the class trial. I hope you have enough ammunition to shoot down the culprit. If not, then I guess you're SOL. Shit out of luck. There's an elevator in the main floor that will cruise you all down to the special class trial room. If you do not assemble the elevator quickly, I'll send out a radio transmission that will release toxic gas in your bracelets. You want to find out who did it, right? You don't want your lives to end before you've even had the chance to defend yourselves, right? All that and more will be available for your group in the courtroom. Get a move on. I will be seeing you shortly. The announcement went out as quickly as it came. So this is really happening. The group shifted around anxiously. Well, what are we waiting for? Ashley took the first strides out of the room, but not without giving Pandora one last somber look from the doorway. Fort gently eased Sai awake, turning her gaze from the unsightly scene and helping her as she hobbled out. One by one, the students... Yeah, they didn't get to investigate other rooms. What the fuck is that about? One by one, the others filtered out of the spa lounge. I stood back for a moment to take one last look at Pandora. We stepped into the large elevator and began the dark descent into the supposed courtroom. Am I doing the trial today? Probably not. Because I imagine the trial is going to be... Well, actually, I don't know. Can anyone tell me in chat how long the trials take? Because, like, I don't know. If it's, like, a short trial, then, like... Yeah, he is. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't speak for me. I did not say I was doing the trial today. Hold on. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. How long is the trial? How long, does anyone know how long the trials are in this game? If there's short trials, then maybe I will, but, like... Over an hour or two? Okay, then we'll do trial next time. Trial be short? Well, I don't think it's going to be short enough to where I can do it in 10 minutes, so I don't really think that's going to be happening today. We're just going to get down to the room, and then I'm going to, like, end the, like, stream there. Like I said, I want to end stream at 1:30, so... Silently we stood. No one dared speak. I had a lump in my throat from the anxiety, the fear, the sadness. My stomach was knotted, my head dizzy, my heart aching. The spa lounge we were meant to investigate came short of any useful clues. We were only able to procure 2 traces of evidence, one fact of which has already been stated simply in the victim report. And the other was a secret note that only a few were aware of. Nervous was an understatement. I was at a complete loss. Same time next week, but on Tuesday. Because I couldn't do it yesterday, because we were doing Dead by Daylight stream yesterday. The elevator eventually slid to the standstill, shaking me from my thoughts. Doors opened to reveal our rendezvous point. Ooh, I actually really like the look of this courtroom. This is a cool looking one. It almost reminds me of, like, it almost looks like the courtroom is on the top of a building near, like, one of those, like, globe things. Where you can, like, see outside. Like, if that's the case, if that's what this is, that's actually really cool looking. That's actually a really cool concept for a courtroom. For, a fan series. Spacious dome-shaped room was topped with a glass ceiling, a third of the foundation revealing the sunset sky outside of our confines. The walls themselves were barren and simple, a matte navy blue with a rim light illuminating the room. Hanging on the wall across the way was a grim picture frame representing Pandora. Her profile had been crudely stricken with a violent pink X. The picture frame was positioned so that it was looking almost hauntingly over a circular group of podiums. It was a bleak place. To think there was a dedicated location for whatever was about to occur. Just where were we? Welcome one and all to the trial grounds. The stands before you will be the key locale for today's trial, so let's see some hustle, people. The announcement was much more imposing in the courtroom, echoing through the dome chamber, each reverberation almost pushing us into place. We steadily settled in and stood in silence. At the stands we were placed in a circular fashion. Our faces, our fears, our emotions were exposed to one another. The atmosphere, thick with anxiety, was palpable and crushing. I could feel my heart heavy pounding in my head. My palms were sweaty, yet I could feel a dreadful, eerie chill go up my spine. I tried to be strong, but my knees were weak. My breath was short. We got the fucking M&M bars in this. Palms are sweaty, knees are weak, arms are heavy, mom's spaghetti. Like, let's get to it. You're here because of one unmistakable fact. Someone killed her. Pandora Esper, the ultimate baker. A gentle and caring person who wanted nothing more than to share her good spirit and delectable treats with the world. Someone here was responsible for her death. And the one thing that kept me from standing firm was the drive to figure out who heartlessly ended her life. A light began to flicker weakly from the center of the circle of the stands. The flickering gained strength as a shape began to take form from the light. Something like the shape of a person began to appear. Welcome one and all to the courtroom. Who are you? What is that? Who am I? What is that? Answers to those questions don't matter much. Besides, I think you ought to have more pressing questions since something super bad has transpired. All you really need to know is that I'm your lovely judge for today's trial. Okay, maybe not a real certified judge or whatever, but I will be the one passing judgment on whatever happens today. And after each subsequent merger to come. Judge, not really a judge. It's too long and confusing to address me, so you may call me... Zero! Oh, so this is Zero. Okay, alright. The hologram of a person named Zero presented itself, giving a face to the voice of our killing game announcer. Clash trial, all rise. Alright, and now this is where I'm going to save, and we will end the stream. Alright, save game. Let's do it right here. And I kind of like Zero so far. He's got a cool design. Guys, here's our theories. Here's my theories. I got 3 guesses. 3. I'm thinking Missy. Missy's one of them. Missy's one of the guesses. I say that because she kind of gives me the same, she gives me the same vibe as, I don't know why I keep, Sasuke? I think her name's Sasuke, yeah. She gives me the same vibes as Sasuke from, Tetro, where she's like this, like, person trying to take lead, and then she's just going to be the one that's actually the most panicked and is like, get me the fuck out of here. So, that's lead number 1. Lead number 2. Ashley. She is the person that overall, I don't know, she's been acting very weird. She's the best friend. The best friend of the main character. So here's how this is gonna work with her. Ashley is either gonna be the first killer, or she's gonna be the last victim / murderer. That is the role that Ashley fulfills. She is not surviving this. I'm just saying for what it is. She is not surviving this. I don't think so. And then, other than that, last character I would say, I forget his name. What is his name? Fuck. The dude that I've been giving the, like, voice of Nagito, the dude that kind of looks like Rantaro, the ultimate charisma. So, well, yeah, no, okay, I'm only saying it because they fulfill the same role. I'm not saying it, like, because, like, it ripped off Tetro. That's not what I mean. Like, that's not what I meant, chat. But, like, I feel like it's gonna be the same kind of thing, where, like, the most confident person is, like, the one that, like, actually crumbles the first. Cyrus, yeah. Cyrus is the last one. Because Cyrus is saying, oh, I was right next door. Cyrus was just fucking chilling in his room next door. He was supposedly chilling in the room next door, doing his rock climbing with the door open, in case anyone wanted to join. And keep in mind, no one saw any suspicious figures. Now, keep in mind, we saw someone sprint right across the door from where the spa was, and why we didn't mention it just now is genuinely beyond me, other than, like, maybe plot reasons to be like, hey, guys, I saw someone running across the hallway. Who went over that way? And if he was in the room next door with the door wide open, how would he not hear that? Or how would he not notice? Like, I don't know. That seems a little goofy to me. So, like, I think it's going to be one of those three, personally. That's my guesses. We'll have to see next stream whenever we do this. Which next stream will be Tuesday, 11 a.m. EST, the usual. Like I said, I just didn't do it this week because I was doing a Dead by Daylight stream, which I'm going to start doing other variety streams. I want to start doing more streams. I like doing streams of Danganronpa streams, but I need to do variety, guys. I can't make this, my only thing I stream on the YouTube channel. I want to do more, alright? So, Dead by Daylight streams are going to be coming. Among Us streams, maybe. And possibly Repo. Maybe Repo, because I have been enjoying Repo recently. So, we'll see. I want to do some variety on the channel. I'm tired of just doing Danganronpa, guys. At least for streams. I want to do more. So, that's what I'm thinking. And we'll get some special guests on here. We'll get some of my friends to hop on, and it'll be pretty fun. But yeah, I'm going to end stream here. That's my theories. Join the Discord as per usual. I haven't really been interacting on the Discord as much recently, but, you know, there's a lot of fun on the Discord. You know, there's a lot of people that would love to talk about Danganronpa. A lot of people have been talking about 100... What is it called? 100-Yard Dash? The new... It's not a Danganronpa game. Someone's going to get pissed if I call it a Danganronpa game. You know, that's what's going to happen. Anyway... Join the Discord if you want to talk about the new 100-line dash game, with the people on there and whatnot. Yeah, 100 line, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna dip. I gotta go. I want to eat, and I have some things to do for today. I'll catch you guys next time. Keep it virtual.